Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. It's supposed to be about 17 degrees today. That's the temperature it's getting up to. Not that all the time, but I was sitting upstairs in my workroom and I was freezing. I've had to come down here and put one of those convector heater fire things. I had to come down in my living room and put the fire on because I'm absolutely freezing. I don't want to put my central heating on yet. I don't want to heat the whole house because I'm only using one room. So I thought I'd just come and put the fire on downstairs, which is what I've done. I have just been using a lap blanket on my knee with one of those heated blankets that you plug into the electric. But it's starting to get so I'm going to have to start using my heating, I think. I think maybe after the next few days it's getting colder. But anyway, I am sitting doing a little bit knitting. This will be another pattern when I sort it out. And I don't think this one will take quite as long as some of my other ones. I'm starting with 16 inch, probably going up to a 24 inch. And what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just trying to use up balls of wool that I have. That's not a full ball. They've been left over from other things. And so what I'm doing is, this one here is a mixie. I think it's a Splash, I think it's called. Not sure whether it's King Cole or James C. Brett. It might be King Cole, I'm not sure. It was just some I had left over from quite some time ago. And so, not absolutely certain whether there's enough to just use that. So I'm doing the bands in this deeper pink. And that'll make it go further. So I know I'll have enough to finish the cardigan. And I'm doing it's just a mock 1x1 rib. That's what I'm doing in it. Is when you pull it, it's a nice. But it's nice when you look at the other side. I like the other side as well. I'm going to do this one, the pattern. I'm going to do it, the pink one, in this way. And then I have some blue. That one's be for a girl, so this one will be for a boy. I'm going to do the same with this. There's another one that's not quite a full ball. I've got a bit of blue. So I'm going to do the rib parts in the blue. There's a paler blue in here. I'll have to have a look and see if I've got anything paler than this, because it is quite a pale blue. But it's got a bit of beige in it as well, as you can see, the beige in the wind. But when I do this one, I'm going to make it have that on the pattern. And the girls one, I'm going to do a round neck. And I'm going to make them both on the same pattern, so I'll do the instructions for a V-neck as well for the boys one. So I'll probably only need to work out these first two sizes, because all it is 2 rows to the pattern. It's 1 row, it's knit 1, purl 1, and the wrong side row, which is classed as the wrong side row, that's just purl all the way across. So there's only 2 rows to the knitting, and the knit 1, purl 1 row, where if you have an odd number, I'm working on an odd number of stitches, so I start with knit and I finish with knit. So that's all I need to do, is to tell out the instructions in brackets will be knit 1, purl 1, and the end of the row will end with knit 1, and that will be on every size. That's all I have to work out, so I can work out the rest of the sizes without having to worry about getting the pattern right. So that one shouldn't take me very long. I'll get that sorted out after I finish the 2, because I do want to knit these 2 first. So I'll have a one with a round neck and one with a V-neck for the picture for the pattern. So that's what I'm doing for that one. Put that one down. And just for anyone interested, my latest pattern, I have just put it up on eBay, Etsy and Ko-fi. So if anyone wants it, you'll have to go onto those shops. It is a PDF on Etsy as well as a paper pattern, so you can get the PDF if you want it. I've only had one little fault sent in to me by one lady, and I think it's been up since probably about 2 weeks now, and I think that's ample enough time for anyone to have found any more mistakes, even if they haven't finished knitting. And if they found any mistakes on part of the knitting, that's only one part that Annette, the lady, was that told me, and I put that right on the pattern. And one other little thing that I found myself, which was not going to affect anything. It was just I just forgot to put the word stitches on something. That's all it was. But I think everybody would have known what it was. So it's up for sale anyway for anyone that wants to go on those sites and get it. And because I have had a lot of people been asking me for that pattern, and I'm sorry, but you are going to have to put up with me on the picture because that's the only picture I have where showing anyone wearing it. And I think it's better to show someone wearing something than just show the picture of it because you can see how it hangs better and things like that. So I'm not the best model, but there was nobody else I could use to do it. So that's that one anyway. And just to let you know, I was at my quiz on Tuesday night. We didn't win, but we did come in fourth. So, and we've actually been allocated proper seats. Not where we have been sitting, but just a little bit further down from where we had originally been sitting. Decided that those seats will be ours every week. And it's a good place because I could hear perfectly well because it was closer to the quizmaster and his computer and his microphone. But we were happy you came in fourth. We probably could have come in a little bit more, but you have one or two arguments. There was only three of us, but you did have one or two arguments over the answers, and we're not always right. So anyway, it's my bingo tonight. So I hope we are lucky because we haven't been the last couple of weeks. Me and my friend haven't been that lucky. But I do have just a little bit video to show you the little white cardigan that I was doing up. I'll put the pattern down here. This one to show you what it actually came out like. So I'll stop the video, show you that, and then come back again. Well, I finally finished the little baby's cardigan. And I don't know, but I think it is too wide. It could have done with one less, maybe less down the side here. That's just me. I don't know whether other people like that, but I've also done the hat. And as you can see from the pattern, it has ribbons here, but I do not like ribbon fastening. I've always done, even when mine were boys, but if I did any for friends, I always did it like that with a little band across the bottom and a strap on. And I put three, there's one, that's one buttonhole, two buttonholes. There's three buttonholes there actually for, as a child's neck gets a little bit wider as it gets older. But I've checked the pattern because I'm looking at the pattern and thinking it looks more in proportion when I look at the pattern. But I've counted the stitches across here, the stitches, and I think this is a larger size, so it's longer. That's why mine, to me, looks wider. If I do this again, I think I'm going to do a little few less. Maybe knock one lot of pattern out on each side and work it out into the things. But that's my way of doing things. Not everybody's is the same. So that was how the little matinee coat and the little hat, and I do add my own little things to patterns when I do them and that. And that was the first time I've ever knitted that little cardigan. And I said in the video, I thought it come out too wide. And I would probably, if I ever knit it again, I am going to alter it myself to bring, so it's still have a flare, but not quite as flared as that one, because I just thought it was just too wide. But like I said, it might just be me, and people might prefer it that way, but I think it would have looked better a little bit narrower, because the picture that was on the pattern, I think, was the larger size. That was how it looked. The more in proportion, that's the way I put it. It just would look too wide to me, but I probably will be putting it up on eBay when I get things sorted out. See what other things I may have to sell and that. I'll put my knitting down a minute and show you the blanket I've been working on. This was the blanket I showed you the other day, and I wasn't happy with because I had, where I was joining this, it's so thick. And I thought I had left ends where I'd joined in the middle of the row and even at the end of the row. And I thought even weaving them in, you're going to notice them because they're thick and they're going to stick out. And I wish I had thought about this before I started knitting this, because I used to do the same thing with the pom-pom wall. I used to join the two pieces between the pom-poms together and sew them together, because that was the only way I could work it out, how to join wool in the pom-pom. And I wish I'd thought about that when I was knitting this, because I pulled the whole thing out. This is how far I've got with it now. It had some strands about here hanging down, which I was going to, and I didn't like, which I was going to weave in afterwards. But I did try weaving one just to see what it would look like, and it just stuck out like a sore thumb. You could see it straight away. So I was going to pull it down just to where they were, but I hadn't realised I had one right down the bottom where I think about here. I had joined another one here and the ends were hanging off there. I thought I may as well just pull the whole thing out. And when I did pull it out, it now measures almost 30 inches across, and it was too wide as well, because I wasn't sure whether I was going to get the right length I wanted out of what wool I have, because I've only got so many balls of it. And I thought when I put it on my knee, it came right across the settee as well. And I thought, well, I don't need it that wide, because I'd only 50 stitches on. So I only put 40 stitches on, and it's much better. It's just the right size for your knee. It covers your knees, goes down the side. As you can see, when it's, to me, that's where the sides come on it. So I've only got 40 stitches on now, so I know that the wool's going to go lengthwise a lot further. So I've knitted it up, and did that yesterday morning. That's about all the length of time it took me to knit that. It doesn't take very long because it's so thick, but it does take a little bit quicker than ordinary knitting because of the size of the pokers I'm knitting with. They're very awkward to knit with these things, and I didn't know what size these were because there was nothing on the needles myself, but I've just noticed today when I'm looking at it, it says they are actually 20 millimetre. That's the size of these needles. But I felt very much doubt whether I'd be using these again because I don't have any other wool that's as thick as this, and I wouldn't buy any this thick because I don't like knitting with it. I'm just knitting with it to get rid of it. So that's enough of that as well. There was a lady did ask me about buying it some time ago. I don't know whether she's still interested, but she needs to send me an email if she is, because I would need her address. So it'll not take me long once I start. But that's what I've been doing. I've just been putting the two. This is one of the balls I've been doing. I've just been putting, say, it was two pieces together. Say that was in the middle and another piece there. And I've just twisted them round each other and stitched through them so that the thread goes through the twisted part and keeps them together. And then I tried this. I made sure that none of them will come loose. I pulled that as many times and tucked it, and it is very strong, stitching it together. So that's perfect for that one. So anyway, I'm going to do a little bit knitting here, and it is now 3:30, so I won't be I'm going out about 5:30 tonight to pick my friend up because we are going for a meal. It is her birthday as well, but our monthly meal is we go for a meal on the first Thursday of every month. And it just happened to fall on her birthday, so it's a birthday meal as well. So I'm leaving a bit earlier to pick my friend up and going for a meal before we go to bingo. So that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.